Welcome to Authentic with Brazil 201. I'm your host, Brazil 201, and today we're going to talk about Democrats and how they're constantly on the 20% on 80-20 issues. But before that, we're going to go into a lot of it, and I can't believe I have to do this first. I do not like Harry Sisson at all, but I can't believe I have to defend the stupid fucking white boy. But this goes into the 80-20 problems. First of all, this is not, I guess this is break in glass houses or whatever the fuck the saying is. Um, I thought Harry Sisson was gay. I did not know he was not. There are tweets about him trying to be a fuckboy. Good for him on that. But because he presents himself as this, the annoying stereotypical men feminist and, democratic hero with all the woke bullshit, and he was trying to get nudes from women he was trying to fuck. Good for him for trying to be a fuckboy, but there is something culturally, I guess, wrong with ultra liberal women who are in his age group of like 22 to 24, that they all found out that he was trying to fuck multiple women at the same time using his quote unquote celebrity status. And I guess the issue is because unless you're honest about being quote unquote a scumbag or a fuckboy in the way that I am, where I'm always straight to the point because I don't want any of this, he manipulated me or any of this bullshit. I'm like, look, I am not interested in your life. I don't want to get married. I don't want to have kids. I think you're attractive enough that we bang a few times and then we never speak again. Right? Straight to the point. And I know that pisses off a lot of people, but I don't know what the solution is, because if you do the Harry Sisson thing where you present this nonsense of pretending to be a men feminist icon who's a liberal hero who doesn't say retard or listens to Pod Save America and the other fucking retarded shit, and was like, white guys for Kamala and all that other nonsense, but then he's trying to like fuck, but because they're like, oh, the good guy can't, act like how every man is. That's bad. That's toxic masculinity and all that. And they're trying to like me too him. But from what I understand, he was just trying to fuck. Good for him. Do you understand how annoying it is that I have to defend this? Because this is, by the way, that nonsense, right? This happens to like a normal guy. This is why they go rightward and Andrew Tate and all this other shit. Okay. I could be like, oh, look, I don't want to fuck you. I think you're ugly or whatever. Because that's what I would say. Like, when I match with someone unattractive on Hinge, I just unmatch them. But like, if I really want to troll, like when I see someone like 400 pounds has the nerve to fucking swipe right on me, like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. You should be on Ozempic, not the dating apps, because whatever. Anyway, but before we get into the Democrats under 20 in their 80-20 problem or 20-80 problem, however we're gonna discuss this, I wanted to first talk about Daredevil. Full spoilers here for Daredevil episode 4. And as you know, Daredevil takes place in Manhattan, and Daredevil Mayor Fisk won on a 65% popular vote on an agenda of not allowing Eagle Space aliens to get taxpayer-funded housing. Sound familiar of something that's happening in modern-day New York right now? As well as the fact he was trying to build condos in Red Bank, Brooklyn, and had to deal with a developer to do it, but he couldn't because of all the red tape and regulation. And we go through the entire thing in the Daredevil, how he has to talk to a public advocate, and then there's environmental regulations, and there's this other regulations, and then it has to go vote to a city council person, and then it has to go to an amendment vote and all this other shit. And you just see it. He's like, why can't I do what I want? This was my platform, blah, blah, blah. And I tweet this out. And the actual public advocate of New York, who I guess thinks he's going to run for governor, I don't care either way. As I said this multiple times, I'd rather either have Richie Torres or Mike Lawler as the next governor of New York and Andrew Cuomo for mayor. And my entire thing is like, how can the whole regulation, and the Democrats need to stop defending regulation and red tape. Ezra Klein is going on this entire tour right now of Democrats need to get rid of regulation. And imagine, the ugly loser boy Tim Walz is like, I don't want to get rid of regulation. I'm a good guy. I just want to drink my milkshake and blah 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 blah. Why do people not like me? I think men should be in women's sports and all the other nonsense. right? And I was just like, and I kind of went off on the public advocate guy because I don't even understand what the fuck that person does. But, and he's like, man, I didn't want to go into the deep dive. I didn't know this is what's the problem. And it's just because the whole purpose was to show the incompetence of how New York City works. And the fact it went over his head and didn't realize he was being mocked in the episode for the entire process really fucking flipped me shit. I can't believe the TV show. Like, my God. I am so annoyed at this. I just can't believe it. I didn't expect that to happen. I fucking hate. God damn it. This is the problem. This is the real fucking fundamental problem with Democrats. They do not realize their defending of institutions is a problem. Anyway, we're going to go into Democrats who are constantly on the wrong side of 80-20 issues and why they need to just ditch all of this. By the way, first, Republicans have their own like 80-20 issue problems as well. Obviously, full abortion ban is something only 20% of the people agree with, okay? Cutting Medicaid, food stamps, Medicare, letting Elon Musk do whatever the fuck he wants, 2080. Tariffs are somewhere between 35 and 65, but Republicans have their issues as well, but they don't talk about their things. They don't get like hit with it as much. But Democrats, the most annoying, loudest activists and people in the party are constantly saying, as like now Tim Walz, former vice presidential candidate, was like, on the Gavin Newsom and his bullshit Tack to the Center podcast, is like, but why? Why men should be, the men and women sports thing, which is a key. By the way, once again, I'm going to list all the issues that Democrats are currently defending on the wrong side right now. Mass deportations is popular. The Pod Save America losers and Crystal Ball will say, no, it's not. Polling has consistently showed, if anything, the mass deportation support is just increasing. Okay. Men and women's sports, the trans sports debate. Okay. First of all, this is something that at best is maybe 100 people. Who gives a shit if all biological men are banned in women's sports, okay? Let it fucking be. You're like, first they came for the trans man, then they came for me. Shut the fuck up. This is apples and oranges. You're fucking wrong. Okay? Then the whole sending the Venezuelans to El Salvador to the prison from season 3 of Prison Break. That, Crystal Ball was doing her fake tears on all about again yesterday. Okay. This is another thing. They're like, well, they're illegal and this is the process. You can't be like, the rules of law don't apply. They didn't follow the rules of laws to sneak into this country. Okay. Just so you know, citizens are not being deported. Okay. We are 65 days into the Trump administration. No U.S. citizen has been deported outside like young children who went back with their illegal parents. Okay. And I don't know if you know this, but in those situations, they ask the parents, do you want your kid to go back with you or would you rather have them in the foster care system? Just so people understand that. So outside that situation, no American citizen has been deported yet. Now, have some American citizens been wound up in these mass deportations and held in like a jail for whatever for a couple hours? Yes. And those people will win lawsuits because they are US citizens and they have rights. I say this as a white guy who is going to slowly is getting tan again because it's like 70 degrees again. If I get sucked up in some ice raid in New York, first of all, I think it's going to be an amazing story and I can't wait to win that lawsuit. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Next, institutions. The Pod Save America losers and everybody are like, and a lot of elected Democrats are defending institutions right now. First of all, only 18%, once again, another 80-20 issue, of people care about preserving American institutions because of the rot inside of them. Now, I'm not saying the way of Elon Musk going in and destroying everything is the correct way, but there is this rot. The Department of Education has a lot of rot. All of these have, and it's not just because there's a strong quote unquote liberal bias in these organizations, but whatever has happened, this like, I know it's not even the trans problem, but the cancel culture, wokeism, land acknowledgments, and all the other shit that you saw at the DNC election where they picked bitch boy David Hogg and there was that annoying fat woman who was singing and then saying land acknowledgments, and Ben Wickler and his stupid diversity tweet of AANNPPI or whatever was not AARP, and all the other acronyms that people are defending tooth and nail. Nobody talks like that outside the most annoying white people at Ivy League colleges and NYU and USC. Talk like a normal fucking person. Nobody used any of these bullshit terms until like fucking Trump got elected the first time, because everyone's brain broke when Trump won. Okay? The other situation, you can do left-wing populism without the fucking pronoun left shit. Look, I believe in expanding Medicaid and lowering the Medicare age and capping out-of-pocket costs and a bunch of other shit. I do not believe in men and women's sports. I do believe in mass deportations. I have always been this way. This isn't bullshit like Gavin Newsom's nonsense tactics center where he's like, suddenly I believe, men shouldn't be in women's sports, when he passes a bunch of bullshit laws about it. Okay, like everyone can see phony Gavin Newsom's nonsense. Or fucking if Tim Walz doesn't even not attack to the center. He's just a fucking ugly old white guy. And if you like Tim Walz, you're probably one of the stupid fucking retards who are still wearing the Harris Walz camo hat. You look like an idiot. The Me Too bullshit and cancel culture and all that, well, that era's done. No one gives a shit about that anymore. Okay? There is a way to just be a normal person. Do not be fucking Brianna Joy Gray or organizer meme. And listen, I only defended Harry Sisson for the beginning because I had no problem with the fuck he did. But the way Harry Sisson is and all these other annoying fucking activists or all of it are fucking bullshit. Okay. The Pod Save America losers are constantly like the institutions matter, the rule of law, and blah, blah, blah. People want to burn down. Okay. This is a system that has only worked for like the top 5% of people. People are done with it. I'd rather have everything destroyed and create new things, because if, let's say I'm president in 4 years, right? Wink, wink, wink. I really want like all the woke bullshit in the Department of Education again? No, I don't. Do I uh do I want to politicize Justice Department? No. But would I fire everyone Trump appointed? Yes, because obviously I know these people are going to be loyal to Trump. But I would try to have more sane fucking people. Okay. Would I fire Kash Patel? Obviously, yes. But would I want a fucking person with pronouns in their bio? Would I want to hire anyone in any federal agency who's stupid enough to put pronouns in their bio? No, because that is the sin that I know you're fucking mentally unwell if you need to fucking have pronouns in your bio. You're fucking annoying, and nobody else who's not an annoying piece of shit thinks you're right. Okay. Like, it is nonsense. Are you someone who's still wearing a mask outside like a fucking loser like Taylor Lorenz? Okay. This is what we mean by this. Okay. Listen, we were wrong to say mandatory vaccinations for COVID and you weren't allowed to participate in society and you lost your job. That was a wrong fucking call. Closing schools after September 2020 was a bad call, because look how fucking retarded every child in America is. Okay. Next, the fucking Palestine and Israel shit. Okay. We constantly still see in polling, right? Because this is where people are getting mixed up. People believe that we shouldn't fund any country, okay? Not just not fund Israel, but like any country. And that is a fair fucking argument. But you can't be like, don't fund Israel, but fund Ukraine. No. If you're consistent, okay? Listen, I have no problem being like, look, I believe in fucking funding Israel. I am not a pro-Palestine person at all. And I think anyone who is not Muslim or Jewish or Arab or Middle Eastern who cares about this is performing this bullshit. There are tragedies all across the world that happen all the time. Okay. There is the Muslim concentration camps in China, allegedly. There's the Congo thing. There's just random children in America who starve and mass shootings and our random school shooting of the week and all this other shit. Do you really care? Or are you saying you care on the internet so it's attention? Look at me. Look how much I pretend to care. Okay. You don't care. I just don't buy it. Okay. And I think the average person is like, unless it affects people I personally know, like, and I saw this with the LA fires. I know people who lost their house via the LA fires, right? And then throughout TikTok, I constantly saw fucking people be like, well, this is what's happening in Palestine. This is what's happening in Gaza. I don't give a shit what the fuck is happening in Palestine or Gaza, okay? I also do not give a shit that Elon is like destroying the federal government. I like in regards to USAID and all that, okay? I fucking hate Elon. I don't think Elon should be doing it. But personally, like I'm not upset federal workers are losing their job because I don't know if any of you had a job in March of 2020 and worked for a major corporation and you got the fucking email saying you are being fired or temporarily laid off due to the COVID thing. But guess what? Real people, they lose their job all the time in mass firings. It's a part of life. Similar to the people who are bitching about the TikTok ban. They're like, I'm going to lose my job. People lose their job all the time. You have to get a new job. Okay. That's just a part of it. And right now, there is a massive rot in the government. And look, I do not think that all the bullshit he's trying to do with Social Security, where you have to go in person to verify you're a real person with Social Security, is intelligent. No, I think that is fucking retarded. I also do not think you should be like seeing people's IRS tax files and child service or whatever the fuck Elon and his autistic retards are doing. Okay, no. And I will say, when I'm president, Elon will lose all his fucking government contracts. Anyone associated with Doge or whatever the fuck and Vivek and all that bullshit, none of that. That is the new cancer, but I do believe there is a fucking fire. There's a cancer in all the current institutions right now, okay? You're seeing right now, how many people are probably in these institutions are probably more loyal to fucking Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden or whatever. Okay? This is not how it should be. They are corrupt bureaucrats who don't do anything. Democrats need to learn. You accept the polling that says Medicare for all is popular, but you refuse to accept the data that men and women sports is is what people don't want, or mass deportations and all of it, because it seems to break your fucking people's brain. The Pod Save America losers and Crystal Ball are constantly like, oh shit, well, what do we do? Like, they don't realize how fucking out of touch they are. Like, a good example is with the Pod Save America losers. Do you think outside the three main white boys, I know there's one gay one, but besides the gay one, but the three main white boys, um, does any single straight white man work for Crooked Media? Because I've seen like the videos that the hot white girl with great eyebrows does. And it just seems like it is the ultimate, like, quote unquote, like diversity hire, where like I think they hire anyone except straight white men. And I was in their Vote Save America Slack, and I wanted to shoot myself after an hour in it because it was the pronoun check-ins. Please state if you're a BIPOC or POC and all these other stupid fucking vernacular terms that only the most annoying white people use, or the fucking pronoun police and all the other nonsense. They do not realize you're also out of touch. Also, Pod Save America losers. No one believes anything you say because they just assume you have to get approval from Obama first before you do anything. Because you people refuse to acknowledge Joe Biden's Hospice Joe's age problem until his hospice debate moment, because I guess Obama gave you the conclave signal. Okay, so you do not get to pretend to be outsiders and insiders and all the fucking bullshit, because you, just like Gavin Newsom, anyone can see right through you people, okay? Same with Shiny Suit Boy, who with the fucking three names, that's annoying, okay? No wonder why you're all fucking too fucking scared to like go on Theo Vaughn or Joe Rogan and the bullshit pivot of having Stephen A and Bill Maher on, when I know your staff is probably mad at that, or going on the Barstool thing. You people can see through the bullshit. We watch a lot of prestige television. None of you are authentic, okay? So that's it. But John, you have a lovely wife. Okay, but that's it. Okay, so Democrats, ditch the men and women sports bullshit. Be honest about it. Ditch the regulations and environmental studies, and the illegals should have more rights than Americans, and illegals should get free healthcare. All the other nonsense. Okay, you see the chart and the data, and do not be a person who Taylor Lorenz or the idiots on Reset Era like. Okay, because these are fucking people that would never be invited anywhere. Okay, you need to be more like Stephen A. Smith or Bill Maher or myself. Because let me tell you, if I'm president, you fucking losers, the pronoun left and the Pod Save America losers will have no say in my administration. You can all fuck right off.